Hey there. This time around, I just want to share different supplies that I've utilized during my whole experience. I want to start off by saying that these supplies are just what helps me and what I've utilized. Everybody's experience is different. Um, but yeah, this is what's helped me. So, in the beginning, I started off utilizing with my ileostomy. I think about 3 or 4 different bags I utilized. Ended up with the Mio Deep Convex, Centura Mio Deep Convex. It has like a funnel type thing to it that helped my stoma protrude. I was a little bit different of a case because I had a stoma that was indented kind of, and then I had an open wound under it, so we were pouching over both things. So it was a hard thing to do. We utilized different pastes, different tools, and luckily I had a really good like a wound team, stoma nurse, and we were able to figure it out. So in the end, all I was really utilizing was the bag itself. Not everybody can get to that point, or you can get to that point and then it comes and goes. But I was fortunate, thankfully, because I had spent like a whole month in the hospital trying to get this down, trying to understand what would work for my skin and what wouldn't. So it was really nice when we finally got it figured out. Other than that, I also had a wound vac for a period of time. I think the wound supplies are very handy when you don't have a wound vac. So, I'll still have them pop up around the apartment every so often. But I had one, 2 different occasions with 3 different wounds. So, I mean, I can get it down. Katie's been good at learning how to change it. Different teams that we've worked with, wound teams, and they have been really good with giving us tips and tricks on how to utilize it. The biggest one that helped me was to utilize Flonase. We would spray it on my hand, wipe it around the skin that was healthy around where the tape would go, and that would create like this barrier so I wouldn't break out. And it actually worked really well. So I think the nurse that I see, doctor that I see, for suggesting that, because without that, my skin would be awful. But anyways, with that, we utilize a lot of silver products. It's supposed to promote healing, give you a little extra boost, things like that. I also use an ABD pad, and then my skin's so sensitive, we use the Metapore tape, which is just a different brand of tape. It utilizes or works the best for me. We also utilize non-latex gloves. Insurance won't pay for them, which is beyond ridiculous, so we buy them. But a lot of the time, if we ask nurses and doctors, they'll let us take some from the office. So we've been really fortunate to have some really great people to work with, and that understand that I'm sick, dude. I can't keep spending money that I'm not making. So other than wound vac supplies and TPN supplies, PICC line supplies, I didn't go over that. So we had ileostomy, wound supplies, and now the TPN supplies. I was admitted for a week where I got a PICC line and then started on TPN. The reason being is because I had a fistula, so they were trying to utilize like a bowel rest. I was still getting nutrition through TPN, through this bag feeding, but I was giving my bowels a rest. So, Katie was a pro at it. She worked it out. I had a nurse come once a week and she would change the PICC dressing, but Katie would do all of the maintenance and maintaining. They had sent us a fridge for medication. We had heparin in there. We had saline. We had food, not food you eat, but my bag food that would get put in through the IV, and an IV pole, and it would come every week, and Katie would hook me up at night, and I would run all night. She'd have to be home at a certain time. It would be a 12-hour time cycle. Um, it was crazy, and I can say that I went through it, but I don't ever want to again. I was fortunate that I had somebody who would help me and who wasn't afraid to do that. During that time, she was even giving me shots of blood thinners. Um, yeah, because I'm not a pro at that. She just seemed to do really well with it. So we made it past that. So those are those three things that have kind of ended. I still have my wound supplies, still have an open abdominal wound that comes and goes. So we're still doing that every 2 days. Um, so that's been kind of a struggle. Other than those supplies, I've been utilizing different tools suggested from my therapists, which would be PT and OT therapy. With my vertigo, I constantly am having a hard time focusing on things. Feel a lot of time that I can't see correctly. Everything's like fuzzy, hazy. Sometimes it's double vision. So a lot of these tools are going to help, or that I have found to help through that. I have different colored lenses that go over these glasses. One being yellow that help the most often. I have like a pink red color lens, which helps when my eyes are really tired. And then I have like regular sunglasses that help when I'm outside. And then I have readers. The eye doctor doesn't think that I need them, but the therapists have suggested that I utilize them for more reading and up close work, just as something to try to see if they'll help. Other than visually, I also experience a lot of pull. Kind of feels like I'm on a surfboard falling backwards, or like a merry-go-round where I'm falling backwards. So we had gotten a neck pillow that you utilize a lot of times with flying, and I utilize that like at least 5 times a day. So if that tells you how many times I'm having problems with vertigo, there you go. At least 5 times. But that helps. It helps ground me a little bit to help get through that situation. Another thing that I utilize when my episodes get really bad, where I can't shake symptoms, is a weighted blanket. The blanket helps to ground me a little bit more than just like a pillow would, or another person, or laying down does. So it just is another tool to help. Those are the things that I found that help me the most right now. I'm always open to suggestions, so if you have vertigo and something helps you, please share it with me. The other tools that I'm going to share that I've been utilizing have come from PT for my numbness as well as my weakness. So I use these tools based on suggestions from different therapists. One of them would be like a stress ball. It's just like this foam piece that therapy gave me. It's supposed to help strengthen my arm muscles and my grip strength. So I utilize that. I also utilize these bands that Katie does. She'll wrap around like my leg muscle. It's supposed to help reactivate that muscle to get it, a little bit more functional. I have a 2-pound weighted ball that I utilize. I also have one of those big yoga balls that I'll utilize. And then I have a softball that I utilize, all for different muscles and different strength training things and different, just based on the exercises and the suggestions that they have made. Other than all of those things, I do have my walker. I haven't used it in a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, because with my vertigo, I already feel like I'm on a surfboard or merry-go-round, and my walker has wheels. So it's really hard to utilize something with wheels when you already feel like you're going to fall. You already feel like the whole room or whole outside is spinning. So it's just hard. But it's something that I have that I can utilize if I need to. Other than all of that stuff, like I said, if you have a suggestion that you utilize that has helped, please let me know. Um, and if you want to hear about anything else that I utilize, or if something new pops up, I'll share. Like I said, it's all personalized, so something may work for you, it doesn't work for me, or vice versa. So, yeah, like I said, please share though, because that's the biggest thing. I don't know about it until somebody tells me about it, and I can try it. So, please share, comment, let me know what you think I should utilize. Thanks.